morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1279. Happy Hump Day. Welcome to a Wednesday. Just took the trash. Would have been on time, but I forgot to take the trash out last night. And I realized it. I was in bed. I was laying in bed. I was just about to fall asleep, and I'm like, I forgot to take. And it's an important week. It's also recycling day. So I almost got out of bed, put my sweatpants on. But I had stuff down here. I have a plastic, talking about, I've been asked how many cards do I throw away from the Goodwill pallets. This Goodwill pallet, I actually won't be throwing away as many as usual because a lot of times there are plastic like grocery bags of like just beat up 89 Donruss. People should have just thrown those away, not taking them to Goodwill. And then I end up with them, and then I throw them away. So often there's quite a few. And I would say, like, on the average Goodwill pallet, I'm probably throwing away 10 to 15,000 cards, like in the recycling. Sometimes I put them in the trash. Today they went in the trash. But it wasn't from the latest. It was from a previous Goodwill pallet. It was a huge storage tub, and it's just a bunch of junk wax, just beat to hell. Ernie might have gotten to a couple of them. So I had that downstairs. That's been sitting in my shipping room for months. And I had some other stuff down here that I needed to take out. So that's why I didn't get out of bed last night. I probably wouldn't have got out of bed anyway. But I'm like, I've got that stuff downstairs. That was a good excuse to not get out of bed. I've got that stuff downstairs. I'll do it in the morning. So the trash, the recycling at the curb, nice crisp morning. You know, I think I'm starting to appreciate fall a little more. It took 41, 42 years in my life to appreciate fall. But I think one of the reasons why I appreciate fall more is that I can make time to enjoy summer. Like I am not handcuffed to an office desk. I am not clocking in 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I can go out, enjoy the day. I can take Ernie for a walk at 10 a.m. I can go pick my garden at noon. I can do all that. And so I think that freedom is allowing me to, it's September. Hey, I had my fill of summer. Let's move on. It's nice, crisp. It's hoodie weather. Not quite. It's actually still going to be warm. It's still going to be in like the mid 80s. It was almost 90 degrees yesterday, which is okay because, the corn isn't sweating anymore. So it's not humid. But it's still going to be like in the low to mid 80s for the next week or so. So, but then it's probably going to be like 50. We won't have like that gradual. It's just going to be like, all right, it's 50 now. It's like, come on, let's have a gradual cool off. So it's a nice crisp morning this morning. I still had vegetables ready to harvest yesterday. I forgot a cucumber. There's a cucumber that I can pick. I picked a bunch of cherry tomatoes. I've got black cherry tomatoes and Sunsweet orange cherry tomatoes. Picked some of those and actually used a cucumber and cherry tomatoes in my salad that I had for lunch yesterday. I had salad, so I figured let's do pizza. So before last night's live stream, my wife was like, "What do you want for dinner?" And of course, my answer is, well, what do you want? And then my wife goes, oh. And so that's kind of where it ended for a few minutes. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like I had salad on, what day is it? Monday night. I had salad for dinner. I had a salad for lunch yesterday. It's like, and then like I don't eat breakfast. So I had a salad for lunch and then like bran flakes in the afternoon for like a late lunch and or snack, I guess. I'm like, I need some grease. I need some shitty food. It's been a few days. So I had some Jets pizza last night. That was good. delicious. So here we are. So yeah, garden's still producing, which is nice. I'm excited. I'm actually excited for like fall and winter. Um, get into like hibernation mode. Um, and I think I'm even more excited because of last night's live stream and auction. I mean, it was fun, man. Uh, even the first live stream we did a couple weeks ago, where I did all of the auctions ended at the same time. It's like, okay, we can do some things differently next time, and we did. I think I waited 2 weeks because I didn't schedule auctions, and then I realized, hey, it's a lot easier through the week. Just I'm going to put this at auction next week, and this and this and this, and it gives me more time, and it's not like, oh crap, I've got to put all these at auction right now. So that was even fun. And then we used that learning experience. Okay, we're going to stagger these auctions. I'm going to put a little more thought, strategy in the auctions, and they've grown and they've been fun. Last night we did the live stream. If you didn't watch, most of the auctions went higher. I think there were, how many did we have last night? 55. I think 55. I'm trying to think, somewhere around that number. Usually there's about 50. So about 55 auctions. I think only 2 of the 55. Every auction had a bid. All 55 auctions had a bid. And I think maybe only 2 of them went for lower than my expected prices. And again, just by a few bucks. And a lot of the auctions went for, in the past few weeks, I've said they all kind of equal out in the end. Where it's like, okay, I thought I would have got a few more bucks on this one, but this one I went a few bucks higher. And basically at the end of the day, they all kind of even out. Last night was not the case. There were a couple auctions where it's like, oh, I thought that would have sold for a little more. And we're talking a few bucks. But the auctions that went for higher, it's like, holy crap. The Minka Fitzpatrick sold for like $18. I thought that was going to sell for like $3. One of the Cordero Patterson RPAs went for like $37. I thought that would get to 5 or 6. Like I would have been happy at $5, and with shipping it would have been 10. Like, so extremely higher than what my expectations were. Now, a lot of that stuff I didn't comp, and I don't know real comps on that stuff. So might have been still lower than comps on some of that stuff, but I was really happy with the results last night. And my thought process is, now we're getting into fall and winter. In fact, I think the first day of fall is coming up this week, right? Today's Wednesday. This weekend. What is autumnal equinox? Or is it vernal? Vernal is spring. Is that right? Vernal and autumnal equinox, right? Summer and winter solstice. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Which I think is this week, the 22nd, 21st, 22nd. So sometime. Anyway, so fall and winter coming up. I think my hope is these auctions continue to outperform my expectations. Doing these Tuesday night auctions, we do the live stream on Tuesday nights, and I think that drives some more traffic. We'll see. I have Sunday night auctions. Check out my eBay store, 99centcards.com. I've got auctions. I've got Sunday night auctions ending this weekend, and then of course our Tuesday night auctions are live. No live stream on Sunday night. There may be a time if I do more, there won't be any new auctions popping on Sunday night, but in the future, I might throw in another night of auctions. And then whether or not I live stream, it's not going to be Tuesday night. I'm pretty committed now to Tuesday. I even told my buddy, it seems like every Tuesday night he wants to, hey, you want to go out for beers? And like 2 weeks in a row, I'm like, now I'm doing my auction stream. So now Tuesday night, it's an appointment for me. Tuesday night live stream, eBay auctions, and we're going to roll this until they stop working. And it doesn't seem to be, it's going the other direction. So some fun stuff up last night. There's a new, I didn't even realize I had enough Michael Jordan cards. And in fact, I think I have a few more. Oh yeah, I forgot I had these. Let's see. I have another Dan Marino rookie. There's a Dan Marino rookie that's currently at auction. I have another one. I have some more Ken Griffey Jr. I've got a lot of stuff. This last Goodwill pallet is provided. So there's a Michael Jordan lot that's 50 items, 49 cards plus a book. So we just said 50 card lot. It's got the Johnny Kilroy short print. There's a calling card. There's a Goodwin Champions mini. There's a 90s insert. There's what else is there? There's some Broders. There's the rated rookie Broder that's really popular. So normally I'm not a fan of lots at auction, especially in this case. But we're going to write it out and see. And it might actually sell for higher than what I would have put it at Buy It Now. I don't want to get my hopes up, but it could happen. This Michael Jordan lot that's currently up, though, for auction is significantly better than my previous Michael Jordan lots that I have sold at Buy It Now. You know, the Kilroy itself is a higher end item from what I usually put in. Calling card and other stuff. The rated rookie is a Broder that typically sells for $5 to $10. So I think a lot of the cards that are in this lot I had set aside, like I'm going to sell these as singles, and I'm like, these are my Jordans, and I didn't even realize I had more than 50. I've kind of been accumulating them in the recent purchases that I've made. So that Michael Jordan lot's going to be a fun one to watch next Tuesday night. And of course, the Goodwill Pallet's still producing. Even a few cards. Yesterday, I was on the screen porch in the afternoon. It's like, it's a nice afternoon. I'm going to go on the screen porch and schedule more auctions. And then I'm like, I'm going to go grab a box that I haven't looked through yet from the Goodwill Pallet. Not too much in there, but there's a Dr. James Beckett card that went at auction last night. That started last night. There's a Brett Favre jersey relic that went up, and a J.J. Watt rookie card. So just those three cards out of that box. And then I looked because I have a whole bunch of stuff, because this was the biggest Goodwill pallet. This had the most cards of any Goodwill pallet that I've bought. Also the best in terms of quality of cards, quantity and quality, the highest and best. And there's a couple boxes that I still haven't touched. And I know there's like a Walter Payton postcard, like an 80s postcard, early 80s postcard that I'll probably throw at auction next week. And then there's some other stuff that I saw, a couple of vintage cards. So there could be even more vintage in this box. So if I get time today, there's going to be a lot of shipping to do. If I get time today, I'll go through that box. So Tuesday night auctions, a rousing success. Looking forward to running it back again on Tuesday night next week for these auctions, and of course scheduling new auctions to begin. And don't forget, there also are Sunday auctions in my store at 99centcards.com. Those end this Sunday night. No live stream will accompany those auctions, but please bid. I added a whole bunch of more cards. Early 80s baseball went into my eBay store yesterday. Some football, some just random football. I think I added 200 or 300 Buy It Now items in my store. Of course, when you buy 7 or more items from the Buy It Now section at regular price, you'll save 25% off at checkout. Auctions do not count toward that discount. So check all that stuff out, 99centcards.com. Let's go to the chat. Todd is with us. Good morning. What's happening? Victor is here. Good morning. I think it's time to call it a season. Victor outlasted me. I called it a season about a week and a half ago. I think it was when we had that 2-game skid. I'm like, it's over. It's over. And I don't think I've watched a game since. So kudos to you for sticking it out. I'm a doom and gloomer on that. Zach and Porter, good morning. There must be an error on your end. I ordered and paid for 2 cards in last night's event, and they haven't shipped or arrived yet. What am I missing here? I know. What's up with that? Gundy 98, good morning. Philly Joe's in the house. Good morning. Tracy is here. What's up? Johnny Boy Cards in the house. Good morning. Zach says, I accidentally fat fingered a comment, and instead of approving it on my channel, I reported it. I sent feedback to YouTube, but is there another way to recover it? I feel bad. I don't know. I do not know. I am not YouTube savvy. I just know how to click the live stream, click start, and that's all I know. Zach says, you should eat some breakfast for health and metabolism. Otherwise, your body is playing catch up all day. Leave that catch up behavior for the chat and not your body. So here's the thing. I think the mushroom coffee is doing the breakfast stuff for my body because I don't have, like, I'm good, like, all day. Like, here's like, I drink a bottle of water in the morning. And then after the stream, I'll go make my mushroom coffee. Sometimes I'll eat a banana. I'll probably have a banana this morning. I have them. I'll have a banana while I'm making my mushroom coffee. And then I drink my mushroom coffee. And sometimes it's noon and I'm like, oh, I haven't, it's like, I'm not that hungry, but I should eat. So the mushroom coffee really, and I don't know, I know Victor drinks mushroom coffee. I don't know if any others do, but I don't know if it's working the same way it is for me that it is for you. But it's doing that metabolism thing, man. So I'll eat lunch and then I'm good. Like I don't have cravings in the afternoon, like nothing. And then it's dinner time and I'm usually hungry by dinner and I eat a normal dinner. So it's not like I'm not starving myself. I'm just not hungry. Which is good. Brian's here. Good morning. You hosted a great broadcast last night. A lot of fun. Thank you. And, the reason why is because of you and the people in the chat. That's what makes a good broadcast. In terms of a live stream, it's all about the chat and the back and forth. Otherwise, it's just me rambling. Like, I appreciate the comments, but in my own brain, my own head, I think it wasn't in my eyes, it wasn't a great broadcast because of me. I was just rambling about auctions. What made it a good broadcast was the back and forth that we had in the chat. We had a real lively chat, and that's what makes it. Otherwise, it's just me rambling about 99-cent auctions. So I appreciate it, and I thank you, not only for those that watched, but those who contributed in the chat and of course, those who bid. And that's what makes it fun as well. When there's a lot of bids and we get some last second bids, some snipes, that's what makes it fun too. So thank you. I appreciate it. Mikey says, good morning. I'm here. I just uploaded a ton of vintage this morning. I couldn't sleep, so I ended up listing a ton of cards. I like that. That's a go get 'em attitude. And that's what, that's what drives success. That's what drives success is, my business. I went full time. I quit my job and started selling cards full time because I had a similar mentality. Like I wasn't just laying on the couch watching Netflix. I was laying on the couch listing cards. It's like, well, I might as well do something in listing cards, and that helped, build my eBay store. And then of course COVID hit and I had even more time. And then I used that as, okay, I've got a full-time job, but let's treat my side hustle like a full-time job. And let's see if I can make this happen and put the same energy and hours, more so probably than my full-time job in terms of hours, not energy. Well, maybe, and just built the business on the side. And then the numbers worked. Okay, it's time to quit my job and sell cards full time. And that's a good way to start. And that's how I started. Like, well, I'm awake. I might as well work. Mikey's 1 of 1 George Lombard ends tomorrow. I'm excited to see what it ends at. I need it to be as high as possible. That's the goal. That is the goal. Cooter's here. What's going on? Good morning. I don't know what I would do without Hobby Evolution every morning. It gives me motivation to keep going. I love it. I love it. We're all here to help. Peter's in the house. Good morning. Cards notwithstanding, I always feel so connected with you that our trash collection is on the same day. I like it. I did like an informal poll one day on Hobby Evolution, and not too many people have a Wednesday trash day. And I think I've had a Wednesday trash day since being in Madison. I think it's always been on Wednesday. Well, I've also lived in like the same general area my entire time. I'm trying to think where I almost forgot. Like where was our first house? Our first house was probably 4 miles south, and then we moved like in the middle. Like literally, I bet if you mileaged it out, it's probably 4 miles, and basically as the crow flies, like a straight line, like maybe a little off, but it's like a straight line. Like we just keep moving north. By the time we're 100, we'll be up in Canada or Wausau. I don't know what's 120 miles. Orlando's in the house. Good morning. Brian, good morning. Sorry I missed the fun last night. We had fun, but we'll do it again next Tuesday. Mark it down. Kyle's in the house. Good morning. Brian's here. We already said hi to Brian, but Brian comments, good on you, Victor. Go Cubs. There's always next year. Yeah. DTM Sports Cards, good morning. That button doesn't do anything. It's just there for looks. Popping in to say hello. Dan's in the house. Going to read subtitles on this good Finnish detective show. Yeah, not a big subtitle guy. In fact, I will. This is my dislike of Netflix, because they have a lot of these subtitle shows or audio dub shows, and I'll like read the description, and it needs to say, if not just for me, subtitles. Don't watch. Bo, don't watch. Audio dub, don't watch. I'll get excited, like, ooh, this looks like a good movie. And then I'll start it and it's like fucking audio dub. Like, I cannot watch audio dub. I can't read. I don't want to read subtitles. If I want to read, I'll read a book. Buy the book. What's the name of the Finnish detective show? I'll just buy the book. I did watch a movie the other night. What night was it? Sunday night, Saturday night, some night within the last week. It was a nice night. So I went out to the screen porch. It's spooky season. I'm gonna watch a scary movie out on the porch. Ooh. And what the hell did I watch? Haunted, I think, was the name of the movie. It was on either Pluto or Tubi, because it's easily accessible on my laptop. I think I have some of the streamers on my laptop, but Haunted. No, it's none of these movies. The Haunted, no. There's a lot of movies called Haunted and The Haunted. But it was basically about a haunted house. And of course, young, college age kids or high school age kids, they go to a haunted house, but it's not really a haunted house, like one you go pay, like a fake haunted house, not like a real spooky haunted house, but one where you pay $1 to get in or whatever. It's probably $10 to get in these days, $20, whatever. So they go in, and it's like this cult of like weirdos, and they murder all the kids except for like the surviving girl, and the dude might have survived also. Spoiler alert, there you go. I thought it was a good movie. It was a good like September, October, fall, Halloweenish movie. HBG Gaming's in the house. Good morning. He says good morning to the chat. Brian says Mikey goes out and takes the day. Hell yeah. Troy's in the house. Good morning. Tracy is here. Royals have lost 3 in a row, fading with 10 games left. I haven't even paid attention to the standings. Oh, where are we at? Because the Cubs were out, long ago. a week and a half ago. I mean, really, were the Cubs ever in it? Where's the MLB? There we go. I haven't looked at the standings in a while. Standings. All right. So the Royals and the AL Central. Ooh, 5 games out. But that's for the division with Cleveland. And the wild card race. Okay, so they still have the second wild card. So they're probably going to, with 10 games left. I mean, obviously the numbers, they're not statistically in yet, but most likely. Let's see. Detroit. I think Detroit's had like the best record in baseball. The Tigers have had the best record in baseball, I think, over the last month or something. They're only a game and a half out of the third wild card spot in the American League. Mariners are 3 games out. So right now, if the playoffs began today in the American League, and we've got, 10 games left? In the American League, it's the Yankees, Guardians, Astros as division winners. Orioles, Royals, Twins as the wild card. So in the American League, as it stands, Royals and Orioles would be who I'm rooting for. And I really like the Orioles because of all their young players. National League, Cubs are done, Finney. National League, division leaders, Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers, wild card, Padres, Diamondbacks, Mets. There's not a team I like in the National League. I don't like any of those teams. You know, I'm probably going to be rooting for the Brewers in all of their matchups because I don't I don't want the Phillies to win. I don't want the Dodgers to win. I don't want the Mets to win. I don't want the Diamondbacks to win. I mean, the Padres, Brewers, I'm actually probably going to root for an American League team. I'm not probably. I'm going to be rooting for an American League. Well, depends on who's in it. If it's the Astros, I'm not rooting for the Astros. If it's the Twins, Royals, Orioles, absolutely. I'm rooting for those 3 teams. If it's the Dodgers and Yankees, I'm rooting for the Yankees. So I guess it depends on matchups, but there's definitely more American League teams that I'm rooting for as opposed to National League teams. Brian says 48-48. So 48 home runs, 48 stolen bases for Shohei. With do the Angels have 10 games left? Angels have, 151, 11 games. Angels still have 11 games to play. So it is happening. Get those Shohei Ohtanis ready. Actually, sell them now because they're probably going to be moving higher than normal. Gluten morning. Hey, John Myers. Gluten morning. Sounds German. Matty Matt's in the house. What's up? Pretty tough, but Bobby got another 30-30 season, so pumped we signed him long term. And he's been selling. By the way, there's a Bobby Witt auction in my is it Sunday night auctions? I think it's a Sunday night auction. I've got a Bobby Witt Jr. lot. Let's I'll share it. There are a lot of duplicates in the lot. More Brady's on Sunday night. Peyton Manning's on Sunday night. Got a Dan Marino slab. I got a Dan Marino rookie card. Got a Mike Ditka autograph. Got a Kumar Rocker lot. Okay, yeah. Bobby Witt Jr. lot. It's up to $750. So here we're going to share this. So this auction ends on Sunday night. 35 Bobby Witt Jr. cards. There's a ton of duplicates on the Bowman card, as you can see, but it's got there's one rookie card, the Bowman Platinum rookie card, a couple Bowman prospect cards, 6 of those water bath cards or Gatorade bath cards. There's a Leaf draft and then a whole bunch of Bowman paper. $7.50 on the bidding right now. Again, that ends on Sunday night, 8:35 Central Time. So that is my Bobby Witt Jr. lot. Paul Carl's in the house. Good morning. Hope your auctions did great. I am amazed. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I think there were 55 auctions that ended last night. All 55 had bids. Only 2 went for lower than expected prices. The Dan Goich sold for, I think, $1.50. I thought that was going to go closer to $5. And there was one other that fell short by a couple bucks. I'm like, I thought that would sell for higher, but by a couple bucks. Cordero Patterson RPA, one of them went for like 37, 38 bucks. I thought it was going to go for $5 plus shipping. And it went for 37 plus shipping. The Minka Fitzpatrick auto went for 18 plus shipping, and I thought that would go for $3 or $4. So 53 of the 55 auctions actually outperformed my expectations. Orlando wants an Ernie update. Yeah, Ernie's good. We've got him in a nice routine. So first thing in the morning when I wake up, we go out and potty. Only Ernie. I don't pee or poop in the front yard. But Ernie does a pee and a poop in the front yard. And then comes back inside and goes into bed, and he doesn't bite mom. So that's good. And he goes back to sleep, and then he wakes up with mom. Mom takes him out later in the morning. So that's a nice Ernie routine we've got going. And then we joke that we share custody throughout the day. Usually I get some free time in the morning. I've never raised a child before, but it feels like raising a child, because like you can't take your eyes off this puppy, because he will eat baseball cards, and he has. Oh, cleaners took out the trash, but he has. Fortunately, I only leave like the shitty ones on the floor. None of the good cards stay on the floor anymore. So in the morning I get some time, and then it just kind of depends on my wife's schedule. Sometimes she'll take him into the office in the morning, and that frees me up, and then I can do my shipping in the morning. And then if I have him in the afternoon, I can keep him in here. There's a lot less. I don't like having him in the shipping room, because there's a lot of stuff that captures his attention and his teeth. But in here, he's isolated to this room, and he actually does really well in here. He's got his bed that he never uses. He'd rather sleep on the hardwood floor. The funny thing about Ernie is he's the same breed. He's a Havanese. He's the same breed as Biscuit was, our sweet little Biscuit, and came from the same breeder. The funny thing is he is opposite of Biscuit in every way. Now he's also just a puppy. He's 4 months old. So, and I didn't know Biscuit until she was a year and a half. My wife and I started dating. I think Biscuit was a year and a half old. So I didn't experience this part of life for Biscuit. So I do know. So Ernie loves slippers. And any chance we have to close off the laundry room where my wife keeps her slippers, and he doesn't really go for every once in a while he'll go for my slippers are at the front door, and he can get at them anytime he wants, but he loves my wife's slippers. But he's like Biscuit, and again, I didn't know Biscuit at this age. But Biscuit would avoid obstacles. And now there could be a leaf on the ground, and Biscuit would walk around a leaf. Ernie is not only going to bulldoze through that leaf, Ernie is going to try to eat the leaf. Again, it's probably a puppy thing. Ernie loves laying and sleeping on hardwood floors. Biscuit absolutely hated hardwood floors. Loved carpet, softer the better. Biscuit wanted to go to bed like at 8 o'clock at night every night because it was so soft. What else? Ernie likes to eat. He's kind of getting to be a little chunker, which is good. Biscuit hated to eat. Ernie's not, what's really good though, Ernie likes to eat, but he's not food motivated. Like, we don't pour food in the bowl and he doesn't just go eat it. Like, he eats when he wants to eat. He eats when he's hungry, which I think is perfect. We had him out. He was out last week, and Rosie and the Chihuahuas were walking by. So we went over and said hi to Rosie and the Chihuahuas, and the human. I still don't know Rosie and the Chihuahuas human's name. had treats for Rosie and the Chihuahuas. And he's like, can Ernie have a treat? I'm like, yeah. And he tried to give Ernie the treat, and Ernie's like, nah, I don't want it. And that would have been, Biscuit would have done the same. So I guess that's one thing where, so he's not food motivated. And we are doing we will do a better job of, because Biscuit wouldn't eat, we would spoil her with food, and that's not good. So we want to avoid that at all costs with the big Ern dog. So he's doing really well. He's potty trained for number ones, but he's still not quite fully there on number twos. So we've still had some accidents. He had an accident. I don't think he had any accidents yesterday. He did on Monday. So we're trying to get him out of that poop habit in the house. He'll ring the bell when he has to pee, but he's not ringing the bell to poop. So we've got to get that fixed. Let's go back to the chat. So thank you, Orlando. Ernie, love my little Ernie boy. Philly's in the house. He says, go Tigers. John Myers says, bold prediction. White Sox will have more wins next year compared to this year. That is bold, John. I don't know. That's going out on a limb. Will the White Sox win more games next year? HBG Gaming says, come on, the Braves. Joe Caprino's here. Shohei plays for the Dodgers. Did I say? Oh, I said I was looking at Angels, didn't I? Thank you, Joe, for catching that. How many games do the Dodgers have? Dodgers 89 and 62. What's that? So they have 9 games left, right? Is that math adding up? 151. No, they have 11 games. They have 11 games. So the Dodgers and Angels have 11 games left. And Shohei plays for the Dodgers. Thank you. Because I did look at the Angels, didn't I? Brian says, just received my Brock Bowers score a treat. Thank you. Thank you for ordering, Brian. Checked out my store, 99centcards.com. Thank you very much. Mr. Archer's here. Good morning. Matty Matt says, I've got a ton of Nice Wit Jr. He sells good for me in KC, plus Mahomes. Been slow lately on Marketplace, but use collects mostly or do meetups if local. Matty Matt, are you using the collects Marketplace? I've, and I know Ted and Alex and the guys at Collects and Cardi the Pro have talked to me about the Collects Marketplace, and I'm just not, I'm not ready to commit to a second outside of like my YouTube bulk sales, which I haven't done. I'll do at some point this fall, winter. But I've thought about the Collects Marketplace just because of the ease of uploading. I'm already using Car Dealer Pro to upload to eBay. It's like, well, this batch is going to go, like, maybe I'll just put stuff that I wouldn't put on eBay on Collects Marketplace, and if it sells, it sells. So that's something I'm curious what your thoughts are and what sales are like and all of that. It's probably one of those, maybe this winter when I have a little more time, it might be something like I'm just going to throw, but I want to commit. Like I don't want to do, and this is the problem. And I think I touched on this yesterday. The issue is when we dabble, we don't get our full, like you've really got to commit to something. If it's eBay, if it's eBay auctions, if it's whatnot, if it's Collects Marketplace, if it's any marketplace, sport lots, like you can't just put 300-400 cards on sport lots and expect to make sales. Like you've got to have a huge inventory. Similar to eBay. Like if you only have a few hundred cards on eBay and they're not exactly liquid, you're not going to have same results as the next guy that has volume. Auctions. Auctions, I've hated auctions. And even with my follower count on eBay, which is closing in on 4,500 followers in my eBay store, still up until recently, my eBay auctions were falling short. And I don't know, and it's, you can't really quantify why last night's auctions did so much better than the previous auctions. Maybe it's the live stream on Tuesday nights. I know a lot of people that were in the chat last night were bidding as well. Was that a result of the live streams? Possibly. Is it the result of I'm now doing auctions on a regular basis? And I think that has a lot to do with it. I'm not dabbling, right? It's appointment buying. Tuesday night auctions, get some deals. So I don't want to just do 100 cards on Collects Marketplace and be like, well, I didn't sell anything. This sucks. I want to really commit. And I think that's why I'm really pussyfooting around a second marketplace, because I want to make sure it's a marketplace that I want to commit to. I did start an account on Buy Sport Cards, sportscards.com. But essentially, it's the same as Sport Lots. I looked around. It's like, right now, this is not for me. Sport Lots, not for me. I want a place that I can upload like I can on eBay, that I can organize like I do eBay, where I don't have to sort. I don't have Sport Lots, 83 tops, and they've got to be numbered and Like, no, I don't want that. If I have a box that has a few 83 tops, some 80, kind of like this most recent batch, and these flew out of my eBay store yesterday. Early 80s baseball, man. I've got 82 tops Tom Seaver, 82 tops Ozzie Smith, 84. I've got a Brian Sandberg, 84 tops, 84 tops Jim Palmer. So there's 84. There's 81 tops. There's 85 Fleer. There's 83 Fleer. There's 82 Donruss. And so there's about 100 cards in there. And I don't have to sort because they go into my system, box 20 tab AR. And that's all, there's no sorting. I don't have to find the cards that I'm listing, like Buy Sports Cards or Sport Lots and It takes forever. This is boom. I can scan it, upload it, easy. And that's probably Collects. I can probably do something, similar. Obviously the scanning and uploading part is going to be the same as what I do since I'm already using Card Dealer Pro. But it's something that I had a Zoom call last week with a collector who created a website, and it's perfect, but he's not willing to let it go. He's thinking about a potential collaboration effort. I kind of want it all to myself. But I'm my ears are open because it's the perfect site. It's exactly what I would be looking for. And it would be my own. We'll see. Maybe he'll change his mind. Where we at? Paul says, that's sick. Congrats. Thank you. Appreciate that. Tracy says, love collecting my Royals and Chiefs cards. Todd says, puppies are definitely like a child. Just watch out for Ernie playing you against the wife. Oh, yeah. The thing is, I'm the softie. Sheena, good morning. What's going on? Offbeat All-Stars, Brian in the house. Ernie is a grazer. My dog was like that too. Yeah, it's like poor food. He'll eat a couple bites and then he's like, yeah, I'm good. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, you ate all your food. Good job. Good boy. Maddie Matt says, I've used it for a year, had about 1,000 card sales and became an ambassador. I love it. It's grown a ton since I joined last June and continues to get better. One thing though, when you have a ton of cards, I think it's harder to get more eyes on them. The fees are better, and big reason I won't use eBay. I use Collects and Facebook Marketplace, and even those fees went up this year. Local meetups are the best. I agree. I don't know where you're at, what your location, geography you're at. My Facebook Marketplace. Again, I'm not committed to it though. I'm not putting up regular. I'm putting up like, I'm putting up like leftover stuff, basically like binders, bulk lots. So what I'm putting up is not like liquid on Facebook Marketplace. So I guess I can't give an honest assessment of the platform. I'll look into Collects, and maybe I'll have Ted or Alex walk me through it and just see what's let's go check let's check it out. Collects.com. Well, what's the website? I thought it was collects.com. Collects.app. Is there a website or is it only an app? I should know this. Shop. Okay. Collects merch store. I've got a hat. So this is not like the marketplace. So it must be, is it only the app where you're, yeah, because this is just sealed wax they're selling. All right. Interesting. Cooter says it's better to whole ass one marketplace than half ass two. I agree. 100%. And that's why I'm whole assing eBay until I've hold ass enough until it because I still haven't committed to the anchor store just yet. I'm not opening a second. That's out of the question. I'm not opening a second eBay store. I don't have. I do not recommend opening a second eBay store unless you market it completely different and it's completely differently branded. If I was selling clothes, if I was going to Goodwill and buying clothes and books and random knickknacks, I could do like Bo's resale shop or whatever. I wouldn't open a second eBay store to put the same stuff that I'm putting in my first eBay store. That's just silly. And it's a poor user experience for your customers because they're like, well, it's buy 7, get 25% off, but you've got other stuff. How come you can't apply it to this stuff I buy? Well, it's in my other store. Well, but it's still you, and that just makes your brand look bad, your business look bad. So that's why I would not recommend a second eBay store, and why I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to whole ass eBay until I get to the 60, and I'm getting close. I'm over 58,000 listings. I'm probably going to be delisting some stuff, just some stale inventory that's garbage, using quite a few of the auctions per month. So I'll just blast all those auctions and get through that. But I am, as I get closer, I'm looking for a second marketplace to list. So I'm going to look into Collects. Brian says, but ideally I want that website. Brian says I might go from break buying to Bo auction buying. Hey, I can get on board with that. I think that's a phenomenal idea. And not only because it's me selling, but you're actually getting what you want. You can choose if you want to bid on this auction. It's like, hey, I like that card. I want that card. Or even if I get this card at this price, I can flip it at the Gem City Card Show next month or on eBay myself. A lot of people buy auctions and sell on the same eBay platform for buy it now for a higher price and make money. People do that and make a lot of money doing that also. Whereas a break, you buy into a break. And so here, I'm going to show you why breaking sucks. But I do it anyway. Where's the... Oh, okay. So I'm collecting and also breaking player breaks. To collect a rainbow is a poor idea also, but I never learned. So I'm trying to collect the Adon Sanchez Topps debut rainbow. So I won a 10 case break, 5 jumbo boxes, 5 hobby boxes. And I paid purchases. And I just received this yesterday. Oh, hey, I won the red auto. Nice. I won a 5 case player break last night for $20 is what I bought the 5 case for. 10 case, I paid $25. So, okay, $25, not bad. So I got a lot of base cards. I don't even know how many are there, but a ton of base cards. Probably a dozen, maybe 10 chrome cards. One hit in 10 cases. The green foil auto. You know what sucks about that? I was bidding on a green foil auto, and I won it last night. And I paid $4.25. My hit I got for $4. So I'm going to have a second one of these. I'll probably give it to Adon at spring training next year. So that's why breaks suck. So I encourage you to buy my auctions, bid on my auctions, and not buy into breaks. So I think I'm done on the player breaks. And I should know, because when Ethan Roberts had his rookie card in Topps update in 2022, I bought into 55 cases of player breaks. I think I pulled one like red foil numbered to 299, 199, whatever they are. I think I got a green foil numbered to 499, I think, or 799. And then I did pull a black. I did get a black, which is numbered to like 67 or something. And that's it. That's it. Now, he didn't have autos or anything in that set. But 55 cases, and I got 3 hits. And there were rainbow foils and gold foils and gold. But in terms of serial numbered cards, with the exception of the gold, there were like 3 out of 55 cases. So player breaks. Brian says, I would think District would work well for the Hobby Evolution family. I actually and I'm a little embarrassed by this because I'm in a group chat with Ivan, Watch the Breaks, who's head honcho in District. And he's always sharing like, hey, this is a steal and all that stuff. And I just I got into a couple player breaks of Adon Sanchez from District. And it's actually kind of cool. I haven't bought anything since. I don't know really how it works. I just know how to bid on things. Matt says, it's an app. I believe they are working on site. Tell them I sent you. If you reach out to them, would help me out. Matthew Sheets or KC Matty Matt 88. I'll let them know. I'm actually really tight with Ted and Alex. Paul Carl says the $60 per month store is the best value in terms of price per listing. Absolutely. Because when you go to Anchor Store, you're only getting 40,000 additional listings and you're paying $240 more. Whereas you're getting 60,000 listings for $60 a month. You're getting 100,000 listings for $300 a month. I've worked with several card shops with as many as 10 premium stores for selling singles. Why? Oh, I hope they had employees, like, especially for me, like I'm a one-man band. Like at least a card shop probably has employees to deal with it, where I don't. Matty Matt says, not a fan of breaks. I've done 2 and got junk, and not even all the cards I won because they don't send vet cards. People go broke on breaks. Yeah. And I avoid, if I make sure, especially on player breaks, because I mean, how shitty would it be if base didn't ship? Like, and I wouldn't get all these. Now, do I need 100 Adon Sanchez base cards? Yes, I do. Especially when I'm only getting 10 chrome and a green auto. Now, I mean, I only paid $25. It could be a lot worse. If you bought into, I don't know, Ellie De La Cruz, who's in Topps Pro Debut, that's Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens 10 case player break is probably going for thousands. Maybe not for Pro Debut, but it's probably, probably over 1,000. And you get a green auto and some chrome. So I make sure base base ships. And some breakers are a little, they get crafty, and it says all cards ship, but you got to be careful because that just means there's a spot sometimes it means there's a spot for the paper. Like they ship all cards, but it doesn't necessarily mean you get all the cards for your team. So you've got to really watch the language. You've got to really read the description like 3 times to understand what you're getting in a break. And that's why I think it's important to break with people you know and trust. Although, well, with these player breaks, there's only been a couple breakers, and eBay like cleaned it up. So I actually like that. There's not just some random dude in his basement like scamming people with breaks on eBay. So I'm a big fan of what eBay has done with breaking on their platform. Brian says I would buy breaks with Bo, so might as well buy auctions. There you go. I really like supporting people I'm friends with or like. Amen. And I think I also just like what I was talking about with breaks. I want to break with people I know and trust, and it's entertaining. I get into some breaks with breakers I don't know, and I was in a break. This was a few years ago, and it was like an Elite Extra Edition. So I mean, I know it's not like a Bowman product, but the dude that was breaking, all he talked about was basketball. Not even the sport he was breaking. He was talking about his Mount Rushmore. Now, here I am complaining about not talking about cards, and I talk about my garden and what I ate for dinner last night. But at least like talk about on a break. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a hypocrite complaining about that. Merle, good morning. Sent out some offers this morning. Got one guy that bought like 6 singles, all separate. What kind of message do you send to let them know how to add to cart and buy that way? You don't. You just suck it up and deal with it. The only time I do is if it's if I notice the person does it on a regular basis, or if it's like the only time I've done it in like one sitting was somebody bought like I saw them come in and it got to like 19 or 20, and I'm like, dude, this guy's I'm like, hey, like you can save 25%. Like you can't buy these and pay for them in the same spot. And it actually but I make more money because the 30-cent transaction is less than my 25% off. So like we're neither of us are like, I'm making a few bucks more. The buyer's spending a lot more, and eBay's just getting all those transaction fees. Like that's just going to eBay. Like I'll help you out. I'll save a couple bucks or I'll lose a couple bucks and you'll save 25%. You'll save a bunch of money, and eBay's not going to get that extra money. So if you catch him in the act, it's kind of like a puppy pooping on the floor. If you catch him in the act, you tell him, no, naughty, don't poop on the floor. But if you see a turd 3 hours later, you can't go punish the dog because he doesn't know what the fuck he did. And that's kind of like this case. It's if you catch them in the act and you see the like, hey, if you're gonna buy any more, send that message. But if you wake up in the morning and you've got the 6, and also this could also be how are your store settings set up? If you have automatic payment set up, that's the buyer can't help it. Like it's just automatically taking it out because that's a setting that you have set up. I don't know if that's the case. Check your eBay settings to make sure that's not checked because when you send out offers, and that's why I do not have automatic payments set up. It blows on some auctions where the fucking Chuck Liddell second auction, second non-payment. Motherfuckers. I don't know what it is about this Chuck Liddell card that people are bidding and not paying on. So that's annoying. But it's only annoying. It's not costing me money. Well, maybe it is, but it's not costing me as much. If it is costing me money, it's not costing me as much money as all the transaction fees because I'm always sending out offers and always accepting offers. So, no, well, not always accepting offers, but you know what I'm saying. Mikey says, sell me a bunch of your inventory you don't want. I need it as long as it's decent. I don't know what decent is. I mean, decent to me and decent to you is, it's something that I'm not just going to sell you a bunch of inventory and expect you to think it's decent. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to meet up on that. Double A Cards, good morning. Merle says, who's breaking where you can get a single player for 10K? There's actually quite a few. If you just, depends on who you're looking for or the product. Usually Bowman, Topps Pro Debut. I mean, shit, even probably Topps. Yeah. Cause I got Ethan Roberts in Topps flagship. Whoever you're collecting, just type in a player name. And so we'll type in Adon Sanchez. So let's share that screen. So we just type in Adon Sanchez. He was in Bowman Chrome last year. There's probably not going to be any player breaks for Bowman Chrome last year. This also gives me an opportunity to see what I need. I'm still in breaks, so I don't want to commit the why is Pete Crow Armstrong and Adon? He's not even Adon Sanchez it's Cubs pick. This is why I don't like variation listings also. I'm gonna shit on multiple eBay stores and I'm gonna shit on variation listings. Wait, and Adon Sanchez is not even in this set. He's not in Bowman Chrome. He's in Pro Debut. Okay. So here's one. 2024 Pro Debut, one case player break. $1.99 plus $2.95 shipping, a day left. Let's just see what Paul Skeens. We'll type in Paul Skeens player break. And it's not just on eBay. You can District has it. Blowout forums. Even regular breakers will do player breaks on occasion. Pro Debut, one jumbo. Let's see. One case, 12 hours left. Wow, that seems pretty cheap. But we know what one case is. Probably you're going to get a bunch of base. And so a 5 case of Paul Skeens went for $510 for 5 cases. So a 10 caser would be just over $1,000 by using that math. So there you go. So yeah, just type in whatever player you're looking for, player break on eBay, District. Well, I don't know Whatnot, not on Whatnot, but I'm sure Whatnot has player breaks too. Troy says you have Ernie to help you with your business. I have not trained him well enough to help me with my business. He's distracting. He's eating the inventory. Mikey says I've hit some nice cards and breaks, but they usually don't sell what I paid for the spot, but sometimes do. And that's typically how it works. Can you show my 1 of 1? Probably can. Let's see. George Lombard, 1 of 1. Let's see. Oh shit, I'm unsold. There we go. Damn it, it still showed up sold. There we go. Is it the Bowman Ascensions? I think this must be it. There it is, Mikey Sports Cards. Oh, we got to add to the stage. There you go. Bowman Chrome Ascensions, George Lombard Jr., 1 of 1 Super Fractor. Oh, you got $510 already. That's a good price even now. Because it is an Ascensions, so that's like the case. Ascensions is like the case hit, but it is an insert, which but hey, it's still a Super Fractor. It's George Lombard Jr. Yankees. That's pretty damn good. I'd be extremely happy with that hit. $510 so far with a day left. Merle says, I don't have auto payments set up. I don't think. Where do we check that? It's in your settings. I don't know exactly. That's in your settings. Check your settings. Brian says, player's name, case break, and search bar. There you go. Dat dude from Duryea, curious about ad rate promotions. Does their recommended rate usually work best, or would one flat rate across all listings work? So from my experimentation, the recommended rate typically is what works best in my case. I did an experiment for about a month where I went to 20%, and most of the ad spend was 12%, 12, 13%. So most of what I was paying uh, was right there where the recommended rate was. I've dropped it down at times where it's like, okay, I've got a bunch of good liquid stuff. I'm going to drop it down to 3. I always do variable to a max. So I think right now I'm set at 12%. And it's very variable. So sometimes it's 3%, sometimes it's 5. Usually it's 12. But yeah, the recommended rate is typically the way to go. My setting is, I think my setting is 12%. Like it's not the whatever recommended. Orlando says, Mikey, you should start a YouTube channel. There you go. I agree. Paul says, wow, how did the 20% cap affect sales volume compared to a lower rate? It actually didn't really move. It did not. My impressions didn't really go up much more than 12%. Sales didn't go up, and my ad spend didn't really go up. I don't think I had a 20% spend on any of the cards I sold. I think the most was like 16.5%. And most of it fell at 12 to 13%. But my analytics were virtually unchanged, which led me to believe, well, it's not, going to 20%, you're just kind of throwing money away at the times that you are spending 16%, 17% on that ad spend. So that's why I'm kind of, I'm right there at 12%. And every once in a while, I'll knock it down and I'll do 5% for a while, and then I'll bring it back up. Troy says, let's go, Mikey. You would already have a great following. Absolutely. Let's do it. Brian says, where's John to poo-poo impressions? Did he break up? I think John's like on the road on the West Coast. So he is probably sleeping still. So I know he's on the road. Alrighty then. So that's what I had for today. Again, thank you for all the fun last night and the bids. And don't forget, there's more to come. I've got Sunday night auctions ending this Sunday night. There's a Dan Marino rookie. There's a Mike Ditka auto. There's a Bobby Witt Jr. lot. So check those auctions out ending Sunday night. And of course, our Tuesday night auctions, we've got a new batch ending next Tuesday. And we will live stream the Tuesday night auctions starting at 7 p.m. Central. And another batch. I'm excited. I'm motivated to curate auction stuff to put together. It's actually it's reinvigorated my love. Actually, I never loved auctions, but it's reinvigorated my thoughts. Reinvigorated? No, that's not the right word, but it's reinvigorated my eBay sales. And now, thank you to Matty Matt. I'm going to look into collects, and I have the app on my phone. I just never really use it. All righty. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Bid on my auctions and buy from my eBay store, 99centcards.com. On the buy it now listings, you buy 7 or more at regular price, you'll save 25% off at checkout, 99centcards.com. We'll do this again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. I'll see you then.